What's going on? My name is Paul G, Chief Safety Officer for the IDPA. This channel will help you clarify IDPA rules, shooting techniques, and inform you of the newest gear and what's going on in the shooting community. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We are back with the Viking with some sort of ammo sorcery. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How you doing?
So we just had our local match.
Local match went off.
Oh man, the weather was much better this time.
Much better. It wasn't unbearably hot. We had a nice breeze most of the day.
So I tried some of that liquid IV.
Okay. And how'd you like it?
It was a little salty.
Yeah.
I think I need to dilute it a little bit more. 450 milliliters. One pack was probably a little bit concentrated.
It's a little concentrated if you're not used to it. So usually what I do if I'm going to go that stout and pour it in one bottle, I pound that one real quick and then follow it with a chaser of whole nother water, because
just keep on
that salt wants you to keep going with the hydration. So I pound one of those and immediately follow it with another bottle.
I definitely had to go to the blue room and relieve myself.
Oh yeah, it'll make you go.
But, no cramps, so I was pretty impressed. I was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, so like I said, I usually do 1 or 2 of those a day to 2 days before, and it helps me a lot.
You know, where it really shined was the day after. Usually, like that night, I would get like calf cramps and stuff like that, and the next day, and I didn't feel as sore. So wow, that was a great tip.
I love them. Not only that, I don't mind the taste of them, so it gets me to drink a little bit more water. Like I said, I drink a lot of water anyway. Yeah, but it just boosts my water intake a little bit more. So
the pace yesterday was extremely fast.
It was.
It was
we were
like
moving.
Hurry up and wait, right? So we caught the guys in front of us. They caught the guys in front of them. So we actually sat around and waited.
Yeah, there was a good little pause there for a minute.
It wasn't that long of a wait, though.
It was not. It was a refreshing wait.
Yeah,
get it in the shade for a little bit, get to cool down. Talk amongst your buddies. So
right. Maybe that's why it was so comfortable then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how could you not? You get a couple extra minutes of actually hanging out, BSing with the guys that, rather than the individual chit chat and, in between taping and, in between someone running off a 10 or 15 second run and then going out and taping, you actually get to hang out for a few minutes. So it is a nice little deal.
What did you think about the stages?
I thought they were great.
I thought they were a little faster than usual.
They're a little faster than usual. I know on that drop turn, I was shocked on the quick pause there. I was like, which I don't mind the drop turners period, but the way it was set up, I don't know what it was, but it just gave it that extra little bit to where you could actually rip off all your shots on that first turn.
It was funny when they said, you're going to have to put 3 on. I'm like, 3? It was like, okay, so turn, bam, bam, turn, bam, bam, right? So I sat there and went, well, let's just try to do this, right? So from the get-go, and I threw 4 at it.
Yeah, I did the same thing, in which I was expecting to do 3 and then 2. Yeah. So I'm like, my whole round count was like, all right, 3, 2. And I threw 4 at it and just started moving. I'm like, I think in the video, I actually went to go drop my mag. I'm like, oh, I think they're still around. And I went, yep, they're still around. And then just inserted and then just ran dry and went for it. So
this is that stage. Just take a look at both of us. So I didn't know that we were. I didn't know my trigger was capable of doing something like that. So that's
you run them well. I mean, you figure you're running the same LEM trigger from your bug to CCP now. So I mean,
it feels faster. Is it because of the size? Or?
I would assume the size. You have a little bit bigger grip on it. Right. You're not having to manipulate your grip as much when you're actually doing your mag changes and everything else. And I'm assuming maybe you've shot that one a little bit more?
Well, yeah, that's actually the first 2 years.
Yeah, so that has a lot of play.
I guess so. Little wear marks and stuff like that. So what did you think about the people we squatted with?
You know what? Every time we squad in our squad, we have a great time. I mean, even someone that is new to the shooting and joins our squad, they always end up having a great time. Like, yeah, we're out there being serious, but you can be serious and have fun at the same time.
I know that Calvin is
is
getting like a fast track teaching as far as being an SO, but if he can take care of the team, right, he can pretty much take care of anybody.
I mean, it's sink or swim, and he's moving very, very well. And I think his sense of humor's stepped up a few notches as well.
A little thicker skin.
Yeah, a little thicker skin, a little quick-witted.
He is doing very well,
I think he's just fine.
So, favorite stage?
Favorite stage?
Yeah. Do you remember anything?
I still think I like that drop turn.
Oh, okay.
Other than the round count, but the quick goat thinking of the oops, and then going, all right, well, we're just going to have to ride this one out. You already passed the point of no return.
Yeah. So I had a great stage. I believe it was one or two. But I had a catastrophic. Well, not a catastrophic, but a
multi-feed.
Yeah. I've never seen it do that before, right?
That's the only thing I come up with is that first round was already starting to peel out of the magazine while you're inserting, to where that's the only thing that could happen. Because I looked at it, I was like, yep.
Yeah, that gun is just not made to do strange things like that. So I think I was asking a little bit much from it. So I think we're going to have to work on that.
I mean, at least it wasn't a zip tie.
Oh. Final thoughts of the local match. I thought it was a great match.
I thought it was a great match.
Came together. It started at 5 a.m. It came together fairly quickly.
Yeah.
The SO walkthrough was fairly fast paced, so we got out there and finished up the day pretty quick. So
no, like I said, I thought all the stages were great stages. As far as teardown and everything else, I like stages that are simplistic, easy to put up, tear down, and you could get your in and out and still be challenging. I mean, that is that's vital. I mean, you could have all these intricate stages and all that, and at the end of the day, when everybody wants to go tear down, they're looking at like, oh, great. I mean, you don't have to have a lot of props and all that to have a good, strong, challenging stage. So
fast stages equal fast teardown. So they're simple, direct, honest, and that worked out pretty good for me. So I thought
you did really well.
So here's the main reason for the podcast was we were talking about ammo, especially new manufactured ammo. Most of us, or most of the team guys, they remanufacture their own stuff.
We all reload.
Only because they have to custom.
We're having so many new shooters out now that, I mean, they actually have a lot of options where back when we started doing this, it was factory ammo that was just power factors through the roof, and that's part of the reason why you start reloading to tune it to the guns. And now you can almost have options to where you can buy it right off the shelf. So
what is the Norma? It's Norma Revival Competition, right? So it's a match tune ammunition.
It's match tuned, so it's a 158 grain projectile, travel on 838 with a power factor of 132.4.
158. That's a little bit heavy.
It's a heavy projectile that's traveling a little bit slower.
It's almost like revolver weight.
It's I mean, you figure standard 357 round is 158 grain,
right?
Or 124 to 158, and 158's a pretty standard 357 mag,
right? So instead of flipping, it's more of a pushing.
It's more of a push. I actually really enjoyed shooting it. It burned nice and clean. Shot extremely flat. So I can't say enough good things about it.
So let's take a look at Viking shooting this ammo. So I don't think it can get any flatter than that.
Not much.
How did it really feel?
It felt great. Right off the gate, did the warm-up stage. I think the warm-up was 3 to the body, 1 to the head.
Yeah.
And it felt so great that I completely missed the headshot.
That's how fast you were going.
I drew and went, oh, bam, and I saw the first shot, and my sights were right back there, so I'm like, bam, bam, and then went up for the head, and...
A little too far.
A little too far. I think a little bit was, obviously I need to replace the sights.
You're used to,
which is an ongoing deal. Still need to swap those out.
That actually showed, so... Yeah,
it showed on multiple stages.
Yeah, I don't know how I finished above you. That was kind of strange.
Well, you got your sights fixed.
Yeah, that's right. I said, and I'm like, that's not fair.
Hey, that's part of the game. Well, I mean, I think I was down 29 points total. I had 3 mics. I mean, you don't recover from that.
All right, go ahead. Stand by. You're hot. Go for it. Tell us about the numbers. So we chronoed.
So we did chrono the ammo. Yeah, so we did find some oddities. Like I said, love the ammo. Shot great. Didn't have a single issue with the gun. Single issue with the ammo. Period. We did go to a chrono, and to be honest, I do want to re-chrono it. So these results may be slightly skewed. We had an average, 10-shot average of 745. With the 158 as a power factor of 117.7. Highest velocity that we found was a 165, which equals to a 120.8. And our lowest velocity was a 730, which would equal the power factor of 115.3. Now, to play all the factors in, this is coming out of a 3.1-inch barrel that is compensated. So could the ammo be a little bit light for that particular firearm? Yes. We definitely know we need at least a power factor of 125 for CCP. So that being said, one of the oddities that could possibly come up is with the lab radar, if it's not properly set up
or aimed,
or aligned correctly, there could be some deviation through it. So what I would like to do is actually test this stuff again with the same pistol, and also test it with something with a little bit longer barrel to see if we come up with the velocities that were stated. That being said, if you want to have a great time, some fast follow-up shots and everything else, and you don't have to fall into a power factor, I think this is amazing ammo.
You know, so you allowed me to shoot a mag, and when I shot it, I could have swore it was pushing on me just as hard as my bug gun or my CCP gun.
Yeah.
So that means I should probably check mine as well. But I know mine's should be at least at the 130 area.
Yeah.
So,
well, in bug you get 95.
So I mean, bug is a lot different, but CCP is 125, right?
Is 125,
so I usually shoot for 130, right? And
give yourself a little buffer.
Yeah, just a little buffer. But that 130, 128 type of thing, I mean, that's different, like night and day, right?
Yeah.
So, but going to like an out of town match, right? At least 130 just to be on the
safe side, because like you said, most of the time they're using the lab radars.
Yeah.
If they're not set up 100% correct, or the shot was off a little bit, it could play. And if you're running that ragged edge, it doesn't take much.
So I was assuming it was 147, but 158, that totally makes sense now, because it was definitely pushing on me and not flipping.
Yeah.
Right. So
you got to shoot it with that ammo. John and Kelvin did, and I loved it, and I know you did, and same with John and Kelvin. Right. So I mean, it is good stuff. And even I haven't cleaned the gun from last match and this match, and it's still, I wouldn't have any issues running again in another match and not having to tear it apart and get it all cleaned up.
Because I did a 10-round bill test, right? So a bill drill, and they were all right there.
Yeah.
So
and for you never shooting that gun, it's to grab it and literally just go to work with it.
So the consistency was there. It felt pretty good. I mean, would you agree, or what do you?
If I didn't reload, I would definitely start picking up a lot of this ammo. I mean, it ran flawless. I didn't have a single issue with it. Shot amazing. I do want to, like I said, I do want to test it again with that particular firearm, but I would love to shoot it through the Staccato or another gun as well, just to test velocities and make sure that it is working like it should.
So there was no malfunctions?
Zero malfunctions. Zero malfunctions at all. Shot great. It's good and accurate, clean. So I mean, everything you want in an ammo. The holes
were exactly where you're, the deviation from your sights.
Yeah, deviation of the sights. But, I mean, for the most part, I mean, it was, on the closer up shots, it was right where I wanted to. I could literally just track it and just keep going. Further distances with sights. obviously it takes a little bit more and takes a lot more time to pick them up with my particular sight setup. So that's why they will be getting changed.
Okay, so the availability of this stuff, I hear that LAX Ammo has a ton of this stuff.
LAX, right? We end up getting, I think it was like 15 or 20 cases of it.
Wow.
We just got it in last week.
Right.
So we wanted to do a good solid test on it and see what we could figure out for our customers. So hence the video and being able to pick that up. And, you know, some of the guys that are out of state and all that, if they want to try something, or even if they're, hey, I didn't get a chance to load, let me try to pick up some boxes of ammo to go shoot another match.
Yeah.
Would I highly recommend testing it through your particular firearm to make sure you're making power factor? Yes.
So,
but outside of that, I would highly recommend this stuff.
All right. So the elephant in the room, how much is this box?
You're actually evenly priced with standard like 147 grain Federal like American Eagle stuff. It's right around that same price point. So it's not much more or less than a lot of your other factory ammo options. Obviously, it's a little bit more of a premium ammo, so you're not going to go your standard Winchester white box 115 grain. You're actually getting a competition ammo, but it's not priced as, you know, this high-end elite stuff. So
I liked it. The deviations were not dramatic like anything else that I've seen. I mean,
no, I mean, even some of the reloads, I mean, we have a deviation of 25 feet per second, which
it's pretty consistent.
That's really consistent.
I mean, unless you really want to get into it, but when you're shooting pistols,
when you're shooting pistols and stuff, I mean, you know, you're not trickle charging this stuff. You know, so it's not that big. We're looking for IDPA. We're looking for close enough, fast enough, and keep moving. We're not
absolutely
trying to hit, you know, 1-inch groups at 35 yards, 50 yards. So I mean, we're more like, all right, good enough. Let's go.
So would you recommend this stuff? Or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to get a couple more boxes and just run it. I mean, it was a joy to shoot. Like,
yeah. So you had a couple boxes. I turned around and from the beginning of the thing, I told you to save a box, and I turned around, and all that stuff was gone.
It was gone. I mean, I brought enough to shoot the match and have a little bit extra to, you know, do some chrono stuff and some workings, and then, you know, we had a little downtime, and you're like, I want to shoot it, and then all of a sudden, Calvin and everybody else was like, hey, I want to shoot it. I want to shoot it. So I think it was a little bit of the gun and the ammo, like, you know, because being able to actually get a match-tuned ammo right out of the factory and, you know, work it, that's almost unheard of. And now you have some options like the Federal Syntec, now this rival competition. I mean, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of these manufacturers going that route. You know, I honestly think so. You'd think, you know, before a handful of years ago, no one knew what Atlas was.
Nope.
No one knew what a staccato was.
Right. Okay.
Now locally, that's everybody's shooting the staccatos, the Atlases, you know.
Especially the carry optic stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you go to a local match, how many Atlases staccatos you see now? I mean, they're taking over, and now I think that's the big drawback to a lot of the competition side is, you can buy these guns, you can tune them, you can do this, but unless you're reloading, you're not getting the full potential of the gun. Now you can start having that the ammo manufacturers stepping up and then going, hey, we see a market that we could actually do now.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's
especially coming out of one of the staccatos or the Atlases. Holy cow! What a dream!
You have the barrel length. You have
yeah,
everything. It's the perfect deal. I mean, you know, you got guys that are spending thousands of dollars on, you know, these high end guns that are works of art. You need the ammo to put it through it if you don't set up.
Yeah, absolutely. And why are we shooting our little pea shooters?
Because it's fun.
I think your definition of fun is a lot different than my definition of fun.
Because it's fun.
And we do this for you guys because you guys want to see it. Right.
It's almost the challenge of, you know, when someone asks, oh, how dumb can you be? And you're like, yeah, here, hold my beer.
No, I can show you dumb.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm a superhero of dumb.
Well, which doesn't even get into the challenge yet of all these challenge coins and all that.
Right, and we're still waiting.
Even Tony came back before the match. Is like, so you're gonna need a revolver? I'm like, yeah. How'd you guess? He goes, What do you think? You want a GP 100? You want a Smith? I'm like,
he has them all.
Yeah.
I gave him a shotgun. A neighbor gave me a shotgun, and it didn't have firing pins in it. Right? It's a double trigger, double barrel. It was side by side. It all was beautiful. When I looked at it, it was an antique piece. But so I gave it to him to try to put
good up and running,
new pins and stuff like that. He gave it back to me, and so he had the box of shotgun shells, and he was going to join us in one of those bays.
Yeah.
But we did it during the match, right? Tried to get it out of the way. But can you imagine that? Somebody break in shotgun, everybody's going to get out of that.
Wait, hold on, what was that? Who's shooting that?
And he only had one box. And I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna.
Yeah, that goes quick.
A lot more than that, yeah. So, but I got it back, and man, I couldn't have been happier. It's beautiful, beautiful
that's awesome.
Piece of art. So now I have a shotgun. I don't know if IDPA allows that, do they?
I mean, they changed the carry optics not that long. Maybe imagine that kind of stage. 18 to 20 round stage of shotgun. Ooh, that would be the target's just. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, I think they probably drew the line on PCC.
Wishful thinking. Well, there you have it. We're always looking out for some type of advantage for you guys. This is a great option. I just want to confirm the numbers for you guys because I don't want you guys showing up at some type of match out in a different state and coming up short. Right?
Like I said, could there possibly be the gun? Could there be some other possible factors? That's why we definitely want to check this out.
Yeah, but can you imagine that, having options to just buy a box and if you
be competition
all of a
ready,
sudden you need to go somewhere, right? And you're like, hey, I want to go and shoot that match.
Yeah, imagine even if you had your ammo shipped somewhere, because we know traveling with ammo and all that is a handful,
right?
And them losing your ammo that you loaded to your gun.
So this may be an option. So we're going to get back to you and confirm the numbers and so forth. But other than that, I think it's a great idea. And LAX has that for you guys. So anything to wrap this up? Any
tidbits of information?
Any tidbits? Anything new and exciting?
No, just looking forward to shooting a couple of next local matches, then off to Vegas.
Well, thank you very much for bringing this to our attention.
Absolutely.
That. A special shout out to our channel membership. This is your support. Busy at work. Please consider being a part of our shooting community, building relationships around safe gun practice and IDPA competition. My name is Paul G, and this is
Anthony Viking Vega.
Please be safe, and we'll see you on the range. Like, share, subscribe. Man, I gotta stop drinking coffee, man.
What is that?
Ooh, man, it's like the Energizer bunnies. Ooh, go.
Or is it just like gets the train going and out shoots the tunnel?